Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Feeling Things. I'm Amy.
And I'm Kat.
And we are starting the show off with Exhibit A. If you've been listening to every episode we've ever done, so like you listened last Tuesday and a few before that, but specifically last Tuesday, I was telling Kat that some tangerines are the size of a ping pong ball.
Okay, first of all, good job on saying ping pong ball.
Yeah, I practiced because
Just for this segment.
This is a court of law, and I have presented to you a tangerine the size of a ping pong ball.
May I hold it?
You may.
You know what you didn't do?
What?
I have a couple of things to say. One, you didn't bring a ping pong ball to put this next to it.
Yes, I did, and then I forgot it.
Convenient.
Yeah.
Convenient.
Yes, I did. I got a ping pong ball from my boyfriend's house. We were cleaning out his garage yesterday, and I stuck it in my pocket, and then I don't know where it fell out of my pocket or why it left my pocket or if I ended up putting it on the counter, but it did not make it home with me, and I'm very mad because I had Exhibit A and Exhibit B.
Okay, well,
now I only have A.
This is bigger than a ping pong ball.
No, it's not. Same. Also, if you were to peel it, it would for sure.
Okay, also I go back to, this is my other thing that I'd like to say. One, two more things.
What?
One.
What about this one? Is this the size of a ping pong ball? Because that's my other.
This one's actually a little bit bigger.
Oh, okay. So I did give you the smaller one.
I have two things I'd like to say. Okay. One is, this is not the size that she brought to show us. The one she showed us was like a cutie.
Yeah.
It was like both of these together. Period. New sentence. Why are you defending her?
I'm not defending her. I just think that you feel as though you got scammed. And in case people didn't listen last week, which we encourage you to, go back, download that. Thank you. But
you're defending me.
I'm just saying you felt like you got and you're some idiot that fell for some eyeball scam where she was telling you that it was the size of a tangerine, and you went around and you were telling everybody, and you went on Instagram and you shared it, and then you talked about it on the podcast, and you were so fascinated with your new fun fact. And then you were feeling so duped. Yeah. And you were like, I cannot believe I got scammed. And I'm here to say, like, Kat, you didn't. Like, you're okay. You're not an idiot. Yes, the tangerines. Those tangerines in particular, which I didn't have to go very far to find those. They were in my fridge.
I think that I would feel less confused if she just would have brought a ping pong ball.
Right.
Because the point of her fact was that it was crazy. This isn't that crazy. I'm like, it's a little bigger than I thought an eyeball would be. But I wouldn't say wow.
Yeah. Maybe she just heard somewhere one day herself that it was the size of a tangerine, and she thought that all tangerines are that size, and so she was like, wow, it's this, and so she brought it. And you know, some people are colorblind, like maybe she's size blind. You know, like maybe all tangerines look the same size to her, you know.
That would be a real problem.
Or she, like, to your
blindness.
point, she should have just brought the ping pong ball
or checked her facts, which is what I will be doing from now on.
Right, so there you go. But
Okay.
Moving on, we have a little quick email question that we got that I thought we could address.
Okay.
At the top of the show, because what does Walker Hayes sing in our song, our theme song? So if you didn't know, Walker Hayes wrote and performed and recorded and directed and produced our Feeling Things song that plays at the beginning, and he says, "Amy and Kat got you covered like a
umbrella."
Yes.
Was that clear?
Yeah, umbrella. Because Jessica wrote in. She said, "Hey, love the podcast, ladies. What in the world does he say in your intro? Amy and Kat got you covered like a blank, 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 blank." And then she said, "Thanks." So yeah, that's it. We got you covered like an umbrella.
Maybe it's umbrella. That's a difficult word, because didn't you say you couldn't remember umbrella? Ella. Oh, but you knew umbrella. You just thought it was hand on your shoulder or something.
You're talking about Rihanna's song Umbrella?
Yes,
yeah, I would say, I thought she said in the song, she would say, umbrella, Ella, Ella, like under my umbrella, Ella, Ella, eh.
And you said,
and I would say, under my arm forever, ever, ever, eh.
That's so good. Okay, so maybe umbrella is a really hard word to sing in a song.
Yeah, maybe just sometimes it's hard to hear. Like when I think Walker is great with words and rhymes and making things work. And I think that was a little clever line he did there. Of like, we've got you covered like an umbrella.
Because you know what? Umbrella covers you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I like that line a lot.
Cute.
So there you have it, Jessica. Now you know.
Okay, well, I have the feeling of the
day.
Do we need to say it together?
I don't know that we have a thing. Like, it's time for the feeling of the day.
Is that?
That
have we done that before?
That feels off. It's time. I know we do the email of the day, but what?
The email of the day is the email
of the day.
I think we have been doing feeling. Okay.
Maybe one day we'll upgrade to imaging. Do you know what that is? That would be like when you listen to the radio show, or like on the Bobby Bone Show, we have tons of imaging because it's a live radio show. So there's stuff that's like playing like between breaks and stuff that Ray, our audio producer, he's back there hitting the imaging live. Like Bobby, it's like a stinger. You go in and out of stuff or in and out of segments, and there's imaging that we have made. Like what year was it? Or
imaging is like a sound bite.
If we play a game, we may have music that goes with it. So our imaging would be, well, we're doing our own imaging just live, you and me. We have no buttons, nothing pre-recorded, nothing created, obviously. That's why every episode's a little different.
Wait, so we could create that, and then Cryo Cat could press, boom, and it could say our...
But the way we roll, we don't really have buttons yet. So
we could get
Shannon
buttons.
Could probably put it on her phone and then bring the phone over, and then we hit play, and then it airs.
That'd be pretty sweet.
And it would be like on the Bobby Bone Show, we have imaging that's like bones.
Wait, why do they call it imaging if it's a sound?
I don't know.
When you said imaging, I thought it would be like something that scrolled across the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know how
but
that's confusing?
Right. It is audio, but we call it imaging.
All right. Well, I do have the feeling of the day.
Okay.
Do you want to hear what it is?
I'm very excited to hear what it is.
I've been feeling very playful.
Ooh, tell me more.
When you think about playful, what words come to mind with that?
I think about, well, my cat Maggie is laying here on our coffee table. She's not in the YouTube
Is that
shot.
what you think of playful?
No, but because she's laying right here and I see her in my peripheral vision, right when you said that, I was thinking about the time that I had a whole conversation with Maggie, my cat, about how the cat on the cover of her cat food, who's her long lost sister that's now modeling in New York, and Maggie's jealous.
Yeah.
Like, don't be jealous of your sister that's now modeling on the food, the cat food bag. Like, I know you miss her and you're stuck here in Nashville in a house declawed.
But you live a good life too.
She wouldn't even survive the wild. I know, but also I think she's laying in here with us because she's depressed because her parakeet friend died.
Do you want to talk about it?
It's fine.
It feels like you want to talk about it. That's
no,
not very playful.
We don't need to talk about it. That's not playful. I feel like she.
Do you want to talk about it?
I think she's sad.
Okay.
Like, I wish the camera could get on her, but.
It does look like she's in mourning.
No, I'm telling you, she is. She was just wailing at the top of the stairs where she used to go, like, meow to get let in so she could sit by the bird. And now there's no bird. And she's
like, I have nothing to live for.
She just meows like, yeah. And so now maybe I could do a playful story with her about how the bird went to go model in New York too.
That would be so depressing. Everybody's leaving me to be a model.
Right. But that's playful, right? Like whenever
Yeah.
I do that sort of stuff where with my cat or with my kids where
that
I
is
do playful things.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank you. I do think, if you don't mind, could you share the little PSA that might be helpful to other people so their birds don't pass away?
Yeah.
What you learned about birds?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the running theory is that I potentially well, yeah, I potentially killed the bird.
Do you want to talk about how?
Maybe with incense.
Okay.
Because I didn't know. We only had the bird. We got it for my daughter's 18th birthday. Chris Hemsworth was the name of the bird. Rest in peace. She named it that. Clearly, she must be a fan of.
She's like, I hate
Chris Hemsworth. No, I think she's very attracted to him. So she named her bird after him. And I decided to burn incense. I hadn't burned it since we got the bird. And then the one day I burned it and it fills the whole house. Like I love incense. And then the next day, Chris was at the bottom of the cage. And then I Googled it and a veterinarian had laid out the top 8 things that are toxic to birds, or and it's candles and incense right there. Who knew?
So if you have a bird or you're thinking about getting a bird, remove the candles with scents.
Yeah, but why would you burn a candle that has no scent? Like, why would you burn?
You might have them for
you don't
decoration.
Have okay, yeah.
Candlesticks. I feel like candlesticks don't have scents.
Sure, you can.
There.
Yeah, but
you can have
also
candlesticks.
Just make sure any little smoke.
Yeah, is it the smoke or is it the scent?
Well, I know they have weak respiratory systems, and
okay, that's good to know. That's not common knowledge.
No,
because they live in the wild and there's all kinds of smells out there.
Yeah,
it's
tragic.
That's your theory. Can I share my theory?
Sure.
I think the bird was like 18 years old when you bought it. You just didn't know.
Okay.
And he was on his last leg. And now you're blaming yourself when really, like, the pet store, did they have a birth certificate?
Mm-hmm.
Also, they could have faked it.
You can rewrite that story if that helps. Like, what is that? We're rewriting it just for our...
Yeah. We don't know what happened, so you might as well write a story that is helpful and not hurtful. Yeah. You didn't kill the bird.
Feeling like I did.
They sent you, they sold your daughter's friend old geezer bird.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was a gift from her best friend. Her best friend gifted her the bird for her 18th birthday. And I think she wanted, like, birds can live 15, 20 years. I think she thought she was going to have Chris Hemsworth forever. And he lasted like 2 weeks.
Okay, but in my theory, he did last pretty long for a bird.
Okay, you're right. Because he was old.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, geriatric parakeet.
You gave him a really nice last 2 weeks of his life.
Let's get back to being playful.
Okay. Okay, I'm feeling playful because I'm actually have been feeling this for a couple weeks. 2 weeks ago, I went out to eat with my husband, and we're going to a new to us restaurant, but nowhere like.
Did you say new to us?
It was new to us.
Okay, it sounded like you said we were going to a nude restaurant.
We were feeling really playful, so we went to a nude restaurant.
So you went to a new to you.
New to us, yes. Yeah. New to me.
Okay, not nude to you.
NEW.
Got it.
To me, and well, actually, I had been there once. I said to us because we both had not been there together.
So as a couple,
we had never been there together. Anyway, we were just going to dinner on a Friday night. Very normal. And so he got home from work, and I said, I have an idea. He said, what? I said, let's pretend like we're on vacation and we're visiting Nashville. And he was like, I'm not doing that. I think he didn't get it, but I was like, we can go get drinks somewhere and then walk to the restaurant from where the drinks are. Maybe go to like a rooftop somewhere that I think, because I've lived here my whole adult life, these places aren't that. It's like, oh yeah, the Thompson Hotel. What's that place called?
Yeah, the Thompson at the top.
What's it called?
Oh,
now I'm blanking.
I went on a date there once.
I know, I am envisioning that. What is it called?
The Jackson.
Jackson, yes. Let's go there and get a drink, and then let's go walk to dinner, and then we can do something after. And the whole time while we were there, I kept being like, we're on vacation. And I swear to God, I thought I was on vacation.
Did Patrick feel like he was on vacation, or was he just annoyed? Because he's like next to you being like, I'm on vacation.
I think he warmed up to the idea. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, we can order whatever we want for dinner because we're on vacation.
I love this.
Yeah. And then I did trick myself. It felt more fun. Like when we're waiting for our table, I was like, nobody knows that we live here. They might think that we're from like Alaska.
Yeah, I don't think that they're thinking, like nobody's thinking about wonder where they're from.
Okay, first of all, I think that. You don't think that?
You look around and wonder where people are from?
I'm like, are you on vacation? Are you just like on a first date? I love playing that game. Find out who's on the first date. Do you love your partner? Like, are you just with a friend? Like
you do. So if you look at
I
another
love wondering people's stories.
Couple eating, like but you don't ever get an answer to your question. You just look over and you're like, I wonder if they actually like each other.
And then I go and ask them.
Like, are you guys really in love, or do you...
You don't ever do that where you like kind of write somebody's story?
No, but I mean, maybe I'll start because this is a playful thing. Yeah. Like it's something you can do of like, just like, yeah, when you're on a date, like make up stories about everybody else around you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I wonder where they came from.
Yeah.
Down under. Wonder
Hey,
if
are
they
you
just got out of jail. Wonder what they were in for.
Yeah, see how that can be fun?
Yeah. I
So
bet she hit her boyfriend with a car and let him die in the snow.
speaking of,
What?
I'd like to bring that back up.
Right now?
Well, I have one more playful
I still
thing.
want to be playful
Okay.
before we get
Okay.
into like Karen Reed. Like you, that ignites some drama with people.
I have one more. So first of all, I recommend that because especially if you live in a city that people visit a lot, I feel like sometimes I get jaded towards things, and that helped me have a little bit more fun.
Okay.
My second thing that we did was this past weekend, we did something called Patty Day, which you can insert that with anybody. It can be Amy Day, it can be Nancy Day, it can be Catherine Day, it can be whatever you want. I mean, I would pick somebody's name that's involved in the day. But what it is we started this last year. Patrick, my husband, just planned a day for me and two of our couple friends from start to finish, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. He planned an itinerary and didn't tell anybody what the itinerary was until it was time to do that next activity. So the day before, he texted us the first location, time, and then where it was. And then we didn't find out what the next thing was until it was time to do the next activity. So you just kind of like got to fly by the seat of your pants.
That's so fun. I know I texted you and I was like, I want to be y'all's friend today.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know it's a thing y'all do with those other couples, but maybe next year.
You can come. And I made shirts this year.
I know I was kind of jealous of the shirts. I mean, they were retro, like the paint. Like
They were supposed to be like.
you made them or you had them made?
First of all, I'm now into airbrush t-shirts.
Of course you
I
are.
bought an airbrush. I
Yes.
took a class. And I designed those
took
shirts.
a class? Where?
I ordered them on Etsy.
Oh, see, but do you see how you get with
Believable?
hobbies? And I 100% believe that you maybe took some $5 online airbrush course and you bought this airbrush thing and you made those shirts.
Honestly, if that exists, I'll do it. Those shirts were cool. It was supposed to be ironic, like funny.
Oh, I
Yeah.
loved it. I thought it was so great.
He was embarrassed by the shirt.
But who cares?
Well, he wasn't going to wear it, but then everybody else was like, these are so cool. So he wore it.
He wore it. It's like it's Patty Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you look at him and you go, "You're on vacation."
Yeah, literally, I said, like, we're on vacation again. Because I think people definitely thought we were from out of town.
Oh, with your matching T-shirts, 100%.
The third location was a really nice place. I think they like probably didn't want to let us in.
How long does it last?
Well-
I saw y'all went to Pinewood Social,
We went to Pinewood Social, had brunch. Well, it was like late lunch.
which if you ever visit Nashville, that's a really fun place to go.
Mhm. That was, and the crazy thing is, we got sat next to a table and they were celebrating a birthday and they had taped all these green and blue balloons all over the booth and we were right next to them. So it looked like I got those or Patrick got those balloons for our table because they matched our shirts.
Your
so
shirts were green
extra.
and blue. Mhm.
Yeah. Then we did the bowling there. So that was the second spot. Then he took us to the
One hotel.
the Joseph. Is that a hotel? Is the Joseph a hotel?
You were there.
I know, but
us.
the one hotel in Joseph, I think we went to the Joseph. And we were supposed to go to the rooftop of the Joseph, but our reservation wasn't ready yet. So we went to the Speakeasy under the Joseph, which also has a restaurant in it called Yolan. It's very good, fancy Italian food. But yeah, so we went to the Speakeasy, and the Speakeasy was really nice. And I think that they were like,
Y'all stroll in with your matching T-shirts.
yes. Yeah, the waiter was like, I don't know if the waiter was not friendly because that was the vibe, you know? He was not friendly.
Would you look at him and be like, "We're on vacation"?
That's where I found the ice cube with the flowers in it. And you're like, this is your next hobby. And I was like, I'm already Googling how to make these ice cubes.
Oh, that was legit.
Yes.
So Kat posted about it, so you can tell people. But yeah, it was like the most beautiful ice cubes I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It was a huge rectangle. And then it had pretty like flowers all in it. So I Googled that. I'll be making those. So then we went to the rooftop of the Joseph, which was very nice. Fancy. It even had like a sign on our cabana that he rented that said Van Buren because of our reservation.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. I think they also were like,
Okay, just for people that might want to plan this themselves, like if they want to do like a fun day like this with their friends, and I get that Patrick's planning the whole thing, but it's obviously 3 couples total,
Yes.
so 6 people. Like how do y'all just split the bills, or
oh,
who
we
pays
all
for it?
pay for your own stuff.
You pay for your own stuff. Okay, well I was
So
just
kind of
making sure
if
because
you
someone
might
might
need
be
a
like,
budget. Yeah.
Like, I can't do, Patty Day that, wow, Patrick is really nice. He's reserving all this stuff and doing it. But y'all go into it knowing like, hey, this is a fun day we're going to do. And everybody takes care of their bill respectively.
But you also could do this. And we didn't need to go to that fancy of the cabana was a little much. I think Patrick just didn't really know and it was cool. But you could do anything. You could just go to somebody's backyard where like it's like a progressive day, like a progressive dinner. Like the next course, we're going to go to so-and-so's house and play Poetry for Neanderthals, that game we like. That could have been one of the stops. Or now we're going to go to this place and get ice cream. Like you could do this with your kids, you know?
Yeah.
It was fun.
I love it.
So
okay, thank you for sharing your playful, your feeling of the day. Feeling
that
playful.
was right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling of the day.
Yeah, I have a feeling and it's happy.
Okay.
Because I have something that you're going to be like, your jaw might hit the floor about something that I got for us, which you're very into now. Let me see. You'll guess it when I tell you that it's something that you rejected for like 2 years. Like I was raving about it left and right, and you were like, "This is stupid."
Snail
serum. Yeah, 25% off code. Which I know you texted me the other day, like, "Hey, I'm going to get this, and I'll just use the code." And I'm like, "Wait,
because you have a better code.
Just wait, because the better code is happy25." And I think until May 30th, which I want to reach out to him because there's 31 days in May, so I'd be like, it ends on May 30th. But I know from now, today is May 20th when people are listening to this. Oh, Shannon just told me, they have a different sale that's starting May 31st. So it's got to cut off. So you'll have 10 days from May 20th to May 30th. A 25% off is like the highest percentage that I've ever had for a BioPill code. And this is a company I met completely organically when I was posting about them on Instagram a couple of years ago. My face person, Carrie, she told me about it. She was like, I learned about this, I think like on YouTube, some double or triple board certified dermatologist was like, put this nail serum on your face. And she's like, you got to order it right away. I ordered it on Amazon and was so nervous on how to use the ampules.
It is intimidating.
Confusing. I do have a how-to on my Instagram, Radio Amy, and you pop the ampules and you can do like these treatments, which I know something that, what?
You can feel playful when you're doing the treatments because it's like you're at a spa. I'm at a spa.
Yes.
I'm at a spa.
Yes. Okay. I like that.
Treatment.
Mm-hmm. You can do your little ampule, pop, like sort of like you're popping the bottle of champagne. And it's like, pop. Because it's
so nice.
The crunch is very satisfying. It's like, oh my gosh, we should go. Shannon, I think I have an ampule up in my bathroom, like top drawer. If you want to grab one, we'll pop one live here.
Do you think you'll be able to hear it?
I think so. I'll do it right into the mic because it really is. It's like ASMR.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
ASMR. It's so satisfying.
I like to like keep on crunching.
I know, but once you crunch.
I know, but
I
like
can
to
crunch
do lots
a
of
little bit because I try to get every ounce out of that I can, and I'm like squeezing it. But Happy 25 is a code they have until May 30th. So don't wait till the 31st, although they will have some other sale. But it's the products that I use that now Kat really loves too, and so it's a link specific that they created for my page. But I love when things just happen organically because I was just posting about them and they're like, who is this girl? And they DM me and they're like, what? How did you find us? We're like a small company. Like and they have been like the sweetest and they've given codes and just really, if we've ever done giveaways, like they always want to be a part of it. And I have been a big fan for a long time. And then Kat didn't believe the hype. And then she tried it and she was like, okay, fine. I believe it now.
Yeah. And then I was like, why did I waste all my time?
You mean waste all the time not using it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could go back. But hey, you have it here now. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. Are you going to pop it that way?
Yeah. And then I pop it that way. I won't pop it I'll pop it that way just to begin and I'll do it upside. I get it. It's not going to leak out.
Okay.
I'm a snail
secretion
expert now.
You have to say the secretion.
We're at the spa. We're at the spa. Okay, so ready? 1, 2. Wait, I need to work out. I need to work out my hands. Okay, hold on. Now I'm nervous and I'm like sweating. Okay, ready? Ready? 1, 2. Guys, the pressure. It's not this hard.
If you do it the other
I think
way.
I'm nervous. No, don't take it out.
I'm afraid I'm
You don't take it out.
cut my
You have it like this, and then you put this sleeve on it
Protective
to
sleeve.
protect it, right? And then it's not this hard. I think I'm just nervous. Got it. And then I really didn't want any juice to drip because I don't want to waste this because I will save it like this.
Right there.
And I will use that tonight before bed or maybe even in the morning. I'll link the page where all the items that are 25% off. It'll be products that I have used for the last couple of years, ever since I got to know them and then started using all their various things. But the ampules, that situation in particular is the Tensage 40. And it's, Sheena and I were talking about this the other day about how, yeah, it's a pricier thing, but it's a treatment that you do. And so it can last 10 days, or you can get a pack and save it for like special occasions when you want that glow. Like if you're wanting to go on a pretend vacation or something, or a pretend spa day.
Yeah. Also just something nice if you want to have like a special fancy day.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to a dinner or something, like on my vacation dinner.
And so I just thought it was so fun that they were doing 25% off for us. So that is the confirmed code, happy25, to get the 25. And then I'll link that in the show notes so you have the Radio Amy specific link. But
cool.
I thought that would make you happy. That's a feeling. Happy's a feeling.
It almost felt like you got nervous, like happy's a feeling, right? Happy's a feeling.
I am nervous. I'm sweating for some reason. Like when I couldn't pop that ampule, I was like, oh,
yeah.
I gotta work out my hands.
Yeah. Did you used to have those little like?
Yes, my mom did.
My parents had them too. I'm like, what do those actually? Maybe they do work.
Yeah, I think it's important to exercise your hands, like to prevent arthritis.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't say I ever saw my parents use them, but I know we had them.
Yeah. Definitely. It's probably some infomercial thing that she bought. She was like, oh, yeah, get me one of those or 5.
We had all those kinds of like ab roller things too, like the little cruncher machine.
Same.
My dad used to do that though. I watched him do that.
App roller.
Okay.
Those were clutch. So I got a DM from a listener about the Karen Reed case.
Yeah.
That I want to share here because we didn't just get this DM. We got multiple emails. We got lots of people with lots of thoughts.
I feel like I need to clear the air. So read the DM.
So I'll read the DM just to kind of sum up. We have a lot of listeners in Boston. Shout out. Boston. So this is, hey, Amy, I heard you talking about Karen Reed on the podcast. I'm from the Boston area, and most of this area overwhelmingly thinks she is innocent. There is so much evidence that didn't get put into these documentaries. Well, we got to back up because in case somebody hasn't listened, last week I was like, I don't know if she did it. And Kat over here was like, she did it.
But I said if I was on the jury, I wouldn't have said she did it.
Well, you just couldn't. You definitely couldn't convict her for it because there was still reasonable doubt.
Right.
Yeah. We're a lawyer podcast. Now we know the words. Okay. Back to the DM. The Canton PD was already under federal investigation. A cop was grooming a 14-year-old and got her pregnant at 16. She was found dead, originally ruled suicide, then later ruled homicide, and the officer was accused, and other officers accused of covering it up. I also don't believe that the documentary showed the nephew of the homeowner that had bloody and scraped up knuckles the day after, and he claimed that he fell on ice. I have been watching the trial, and the homeowners and their families' stories are inconsistent. They also destroyed their phones and SIM cards on military bases, which when you do that on a military base, you can't dig through and get stuff like that from a military base. So they did that.
Oh, I didn't know why that was important. Okay, that makes sense.
Because why not just choose a random dumpster?
I thought he was just trying to find a random one, and that was the random one he found.
But to get on a military base
I've never done it before. I didn't know how difficult it was.
You mean God? Well, I mean, he obviously had access to the military base, but what's interesting about a military base trash is you can't go through it.
No matter who you are.
I guess because like classified stuff.
Okay,
maybe?
that makes sense.
They went on to say, I can't wait to hear what the rest of the show thinks because this is also something that we're doing on the Bobby Bone show. Like I had them watch it too, which we've talked about it, but now we're just doing an update here. She said, it's insane, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist type person. I respect law enforcement tremendously, but this seems so corrupt.
And I don't know if you read this part. She said the homeowners rehomed their 8-year-old dog, ripped up the carpet in their basement, and immediately sold their house.
Oh, yeah, I skipped over that. But yes, that's similar to there's the cop with the SIM card that he got rid of that. And then, yeah, the homeowner got rid of the dog.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
So, okay. I appreciate these messages because we got a couple emails about it too that were similar stories. And I got some DMs of people who are following the case that sent me some things. And I don't know who it was. Multiple people told us to listen to the Crime Junkie episode of this, which isn't that old of an episode. I think it came out. Is the documentary old?
No, the documentary is, I don't know when it came out. Obviously, it's gaining popularity right now because the trial, that documentary is the first trial, which everybody kind of knows, especially since there's a new trial right now, that was a hung jury. So it was a mistrial. And so now she's being tried again. And that's what's happening currently at this moment.
Yeah.
Unless it ended like yesterday, which I don't know. Because like by the time people are hearing this,
I think it's probably still, oh yeah, could be. I don't know how long these are supposed to last. But I'm having an ADHD thought. You know how I was wondering why would they be recording that throughout the trial when they made the documentary? Do you think she got money from that and that's how she's paying for her lawyers? Because I was really wondering, her defense has to be so expensive to have to do it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine that she made some money from that. And then I too wonder about her legal fees.
Yeah.
And then I wonder if they're like, okay, cool, we're getting publicity because we're going to be on TV thanks to your trial.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll give you a little discount. Do they have a documentary discount?
They should give a documentary discount. Okay. I feel like I need to do some backtracking. Is that okay?
Go for it.
Okay. I guess when I was watching the documentary, because of the way it ended, even though I didn't watch the last 15 minutes, she just seemed, like I said, her vibe seemed so nonchalant. Again, how do you act? I don't know what the right way to act is. But it was throughout, like, you're like, she did it. She didn't do it. She did it. She didn't do it. And I think I just ended on she did it, you know? I forgot about a lot of this stuff. Also, why wouldn't the documentary talk about the nephew?
Who knows?
That's a huge piece. And I'm now listening to that Crime Junkie podcast. It's 2 hours long, so I'm only halfway through it. She overwhelmingly feels so far innocent in the way that they're
presenting it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she does a pretty good job of presenting facts.
I do too.
And then when something's weird, they're like, that's weird, isn't it? And they're like, yeah. If this is true, here, maybe I'm doing some digging on my own brain. Maybe a part of me wants her to be guilty because that would suck if that many people are involved of framing another person. Like, I hate that.
We trust law enforcement.
Yes.
We want to believe they would never do something like this. And that would really, really suck if people that we trust our lives with are doing a cover up this, like a big cover up like this. Yeah, I agree.
I don't wish her to have killed him, but I wish more that was not a thing that happened, that there's this big of a conspiracy within law enforcement with people, like you said. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my mind is also a little biased because I want this not to be a real thing.
I know. Well, the fact is somebody did it, and it's like I don't know what's going to be the final verdict of this new trial, but it's pretty sad and crazy because you want justice for John, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she wants that. Hopefully the police want that. Everybody wants that, but it seems so divided, like Team Pink and Team Blue.
I don't like that.
Me neither, because that's not justice for John. It's not like pick a side. It's just like, let's figure out who did it, killed him.
That's what they're saying on Crime Junkie, where she was like, we've lost the plot. Like, it's not even about this. People are harassing his parents, like John's parents, walking into like the court and stuff. And that sucks. Those should be the people that we're supporting because they lost their son. Watching that documentary, you forget that somebody died almost, which is weird.
And like for her, she's fighting for her life and her innocence of like, I didn't do this. So then sometimes I know when I see her getting like celebratory in any way or smiling or laughing or acting fun, I'm like, how? But then years have passed, right? Years have passed. She has to move on a little bit. And of course she wants justice too, but it is a little weird when she like high fives her lawyer. You're like, wait a second.
Or she's laughing or something.
But she's allowed to move
on. Two
on.
things can be true at once.
Exactly.
I can be happy that something's going well for me and I'm not I'm trying not to get convicted of murder, and so I can be happy when I have a win, and also still be sad that my boyfriend died.
Right. Except for it is kind of shady. She was like texting that other cop, like, "Hey, you're hot."
Yeah. But
and he's like,
even
really?
if you're cheating on your boyfriend, it doesn't mean you automatically want
murder
him to
them.
be dead.
Right. And even if she hit him with a car and
Doesn't mean you wanted to kill him.
right, it's not.
I forgot about this.
What?
The injuries are weird.
Then yeah, the injuries are
The
weird.
dog bites.
Yes, everything's weird.
It's all weird.
The whole thing is just
that doesn't
weird.
look like somebody got hit.
I know. We just thought it'd be fair to follow up so Kat could proclaim. She doesn't know because
I don't
last
know.
weip she was saying.
But I'm sorry, Karen.
She
I didn't
did
mean to
it.
be so
But also she
judgy.
could have maybe done it. So
then I'm not sorry.
it's just one of those things where it's like, God, we don't know, and it's terrible, and I just would never want to be in that situation. I mean, imagine like your boyfriend dies and you had nothing to do with it, but then all of a sudden
You got blamed.
you're being accused of murdering him, and then that's now your life, and
Yeah.
you have legal bills out the
Imagine that.
wazoo, and then the whole world is seeing that you texted some other cop like, hey, you're hot, and then also that you called your boyfriend like 50 times saying, I know you're hooking up with another woman right now.
That was maybe the cringiest part of the whole thing, is watching that guy read those text messages
Oh yeah, cringe central.
for the world to see.
Yeah, I would throw my SIM card in the military base trash too.
I get it.
I get it. I'd be like, I do not want
But that's
anybody.
not the guy that did it. That's not the guy that threw the SIM card in the.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was?
yeah.
Oh,
But
well,
I don't
honestly,
I don't think it's why. So there's two Brians. Like the dog owner is a Brian. There's a Brian Higgins and a Brian something
Albert?
else. Yeah, maybe so. And they both have goatees. And they're both police officers.
Yeah.
So it gets confusing.
confusing.
But I think one of the Bryans threw away the SIM card and the phone in the military trash. And then the other Brian got rid of his dog conveniently.
And ripped up his carpet.
And ripped up his carpet.
And sold his house.
Mhm. So I have this other friend who her husband works with a girl. This is like
Sounds like gossip.
My friend's husband works with a girl that had to testify.
Was she in the documentary?
No, in this trial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
My friend.
You just wanted to brag that you.
My friend says they think she's innocent.
Oh.
From
Say-
what they know.
Okay, my friend's husband's
Coworker.
girlfriend.
No.
My friend's husband's coworker testified.
Mm-hmm.
What was the
I
connection?
like a character witness of some sort. Because I
That
think
she
maybe
knew
she
Karen?
grew up with Karen or something.
I would be your character
I don't know if I'm
witness.
allowed to say what I'm saying, so that's why now I'm going to be vague. I should have said.
You just missed what I just said. I just gave you a compliment.
What'd you say?
I said, I'd be your character witness if you were on trial for
Oh.
murder.
Thank you.
There's no way she could have done that. Did you see what happened when the bird died?
What?
You got sad.
I did get sad.
You could
Yeah.
never kill a person.
No. Well, I mean, that was me feeling the pain for like, I didn't want to tell. I mean, I care about the bird and I don't like seeing the bird, but I feel more for my daughter who had to deal, like I was
Yeah.
sad for her because it's her bird and I didn't want to have to tell her and I was thinking she's going to be so sad.
So I shouldn't be your character witness.
No,
You could
can be
do
my
it.
character- No. Now, no, because I have
I'm trying to help
empathy
you
for
out. Never
others.
mind.
No,
you
I'm
care about
showing-
your daughter's feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just about the parakeet, it was about her feelings. So
Yeah.
now it's extra care, I think, or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
I'd be a character witness for you too. Yeah.
Do I have to say that?
No, I would. Speaking of, I saw an article the other day. This is a little bit related, but like only 62% of Americans would put their reputation on the line to like be a reference for a friend. I thought that was low. I feel like what is the quality of our friendships here, America?
A reference for a.
Like a job, or put their reputation on the line. Like that would be like if my friend wanted to come and work at my company, that
Okay.
I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, I wouldn't vouch for them
Would you
being like
lie?
a good person.
But would you lie?
But I think most of my friends would be good at a job. Most of
So
my
what about the
friends.
friend that asked and there wouldn't be good? Would you lie?
Well, I don't know what I would do.
Because I wouldn't lie. I would be a character witness or a reference for somebody that I could do that for. But if I thought you killed your boyfriend, I wouldn't go and do that.
Well, yeah,
But
obviously, if you thought I killed my boyfriend, I'm just talking about our everyday friends and like being.
I know. So I guess my point is, so like it's different if you were going to go work at a job and I didn't work there. Like if it was, you just wrote me as a reference.
Yeah.
Which, can you write your friends as your references? You can?
Yeah, I think so.
It'd be different. I'd be like, who cares? I don't care. I want you to get a job. So sure, you'd be good at this. But if you were coming to work for me at a company and I really cared about my job and my reputation at that company and I did not think you would be a good fit, or I didn't know, I would either say, I don't know, or I would say, I'm not going to do it.
Wow.
That would be hard though. It would be hard to do. I think it would be.
Yeah, because if I show up and I'm like this lazy,
Yeah.
my work ethic is horrible,
And then people
it's
don't
your
trust me.
reputation on the line.
And then people don't trust me and that could hurt me.
Okay, hold on. Shannon pulled up the exact article. It says 62% of Americans would be willing to put their reputation on the line by acting as a reference for a loved one's job or apartment application. This suggests that a smaller percentage, 38%, would not be willing to do so.
Oh, that makes sense because most people would do it.
No, but 62% still seems low to me. That's my point. I feel like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't think it's that low.
Okay.
It's, again, it depends. I want more information. I want to know what job it is.
Okay. Well, I guess this is a vague survey of Americans. There's lots of jobs.
Yeah, I got more questions.
Okay, well, I wonder how many people would be a character witness for their.
That's a bigger deal.
Yeah. Well, my friend's husband's coworker was character witness.
Also,
But again, I don't know if I was supposed to share that. So I should have said.
I don't think anybody
should've-
can nail down who you're talking
I
about
should
right
have
now.
reversed it. I should have made up like I should have
Well,
said
it does sound like you made that
my,
up.
but I didn't. I didn't. I should have said to be more like just so if my friend's listening, she
Yeah.
won't know I'm talking about her. I should have said my friend's wife, coworker.
Then
See
nobody
how
would
I
know.
flipped
Yeah,
the
yeah.
details?
Also, I have to add this.
Who's a man?
The wife?
The coworker.
The coworker of the wife. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You being a character witness isn't saying you did or you didn't.
Yeah, I know. It just sounded like I had classified information, and I
I'm
don't
saying-
think I do, but
I think you feel a little close
that
to it.
inside scoop.
Yeah.
Yeah. How crazy is it that I know someone who is married to someone that works with someone that was testifying in this trial that everybody's talking about?
Do you know what we call that?
What?
A nothing burger.
A nothing burger. What?
Because it's like nothing.
We're-
It's like you got this like hot gossip on the case, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I actually don't know who this person is. If it's a male or a woman, what they said, what they did, how it went, if it really happened.
Is that what you say to your clients when they're in your office and they tell you some story and you're like, you know what we call that in therapy? A nothing burger. Who calls it that? Who calls it that? Like you would never say that to a client.
You're not my client. You're not talking about like your trauma. You're like, I got this inside scoop, and then it was like it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. Maybe I'll try to find out more info.
It's a plain cheeseburger. How about that?
Okay. Plain cheeseburger. No ketchup.
No ketchup, no toppings,
No mayo. No pickle.
Well, no mayo is a good thing.
Ooh, I love mayo. I don't have to have it on a burger, but I love mayonnaise. I love chicken salad. I love mayonnaise on my sandwiches. I love.
Would you eat it with a spoon?
Yeah, I could eat mayonnaise. You know how my dad uses mayonnaise, or he did.
On grilled cheese.
Rest in peace. On grilled cheese, he like some people butter the bread and then put on the skillet, but my dad would basically butter it with
mayonnaise.
Hellman's mayonnaise, and it just makes the perfect
I need to stop talking about mayonnaise.
crispiness.
I'm just thinking about it, and I don't like it.
I know you don't like anything white. Kat hates her race. You don't like anything white.
I like mozzarella cheese.
Are you sure?
Yes, I like Parmesan cheese. I like Caesar salad dressing. If you don't tell me what's in it, this is going to throw you for a loop. I like ranch if you don't talk about the ingredients of it. Ranch is basically like mayonnaise with a little seasoning in it.
Yeah. It's like sour cream.
Stop.
But you don't like sour
I don't like sour
cream.
cream.
Okay. Well, I got that DM from Instagram, but we also got all those emails. But I know you're getting DMs too. So DMs. Things are blowing up thanks to Karen Reed. Which I was like, gosh, we should have really done a major, major deep dive and delivered something similar to like Crime Junkies. And then we could be like in on this. But instead, we're not. We're not a good resource for people when it comes to this trial.
We're not a lawyer podcast.
Although I might get more info from my friend's husband's coworker.
I'll keep you to that.
And then we'll have an exclusive.
Okay.
But I'll let you know on that.
The downloads are going to be off the chart because you're going to have this like secret piece of information.
Off the charts.
Okay.
But speaking of Instagram, I did want to talk about a post that I saw Upworthy put up, and it's unhinged parenting hacks from parents all over the country. And I thought they were kind of funny, and they may or not be helpful for some of our listeners. And we can share them with everybody now if you want to. Yeah, you want to do the first one? This one made me LOL.
Yes. Whenever it's bedtime and they are still stuck on Netflix, I change the language to Greek or Polish and tell them they don't understand because they're too tired and it's bedtime.
And that is definitely an unhinged parenting hack. So yeah, if your kids, I mean, they have to be young enough to not really understand exactly what's happening, but that's pretty clever.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just don't understand because you're tired.
So tired.
It's time for bed.
So tired.
It'll be back. You'll understand in the morning.
Your brain's not working. You need some rest.
One parent said, we did Cinderella Sundays where we cleaned all morning. And then they wore their princess dresses to a fancy candlelit dinner followed by a dance party, like quote unquote ball. But she got them to like, they were scrubbing the bathroom.
Cinderella.
Cleaning the house, but then they got to go to a ball at night.
That's sweet. That's
Cinderella Sundays. I'm going to try that on my kids.
I'm going to try that on myself. I hate cleaning. Okay. Mom told the kids she was allergic to loud noises. So when she was overstimulated, she would say she was having an allergic reaction.
And then you don't want your mom to have an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
So quiet down. Another mom hid all of the stuffed animals and said they ran away because the bedroom was dirty. And then the animals sent a postcard from another kid's clean room. And then her kids, they cleaned their room and the animals returned.
Okay. I have to say.
That is next level thinking.
Yes. Also, that sounds like so much work, but it's probably not.
But also, is some of this stuff where like they're going to end up in your office, like, because you're a therapist.
My mom lied to me.
When they're adults, they're going to be like, well, one time all my stuffed animals disappeared and then I got a postcard. That they were at this other kid's room because their room was clean. And then later I found out my mom did that to me.
Wait, that's like, oh, my animals ran away from me. I didn't want to be with me because I was dirty.
Yeah.
Wait, that could be sad.
Right? Or like, so what if someone came and sat in your office and they're like, we used to have Cinderella Sundays.
My mom made me dress up in rags.
Like we would have to clean the house all day, but
she
then
called me her
afterwards
stepdaughter.
she'd have a ball. Yeah.
No, I think these are fun and silly, and
they're playful.
Yes. Speaking of, they're playful.
We tie in our.
Also, I heard one. This wasn't
day.
on this, but I heard a girl on Instagram talking about this. Chelsea Explains It All. She said she gives like babysitter hacks and stuff like that, and parenting hacks. Even though she's not a parent, she babysat when she was younger, and she said when she babysat to get kids to go to bed. You know, it's so hard always. Like, you know, you tell people that they can't understand the language of the TV. She would have them do a pajama runway show. So she'd be like, okay, it's time for the pajama runway show. Go put your pajamas on. And so then it would get the kids to get ready for bed. They put their pajamas on and then she would have them walk down the hall and do their runway. And then they would go to bed.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I feel like that could backfire a little bit, but at least gets them in their pajamas.
Because then they all hyped up and they're ready for their fashion show.
Yeah. And
so
then
they add music.
Yes.
And they'd be like, I need to change again.
Yeah. My second look.
But then they've got to like brush their teeth. And I mean, I was a nightmare to care for as a child. Like I never wanted to listen to the sitter. I never wanted to go to bed.
Really?
Like, I was not easy.
You know something that my mom did for my little brother that helped him? This is a hack. I feel like this is not that creative. Maybe it is. When my little brother was in elementary school, he would have these, I don't know if they were nightmares or I think it was a nightmare. Like I think he dreamt this, that there's alligators crawling all over his walls.
Oh no.
And so he wouldn't sleep in his bed. And he had like cool room. He had a race car bed. You know those kids?
Oh yeah. It's legit.
I never got one of those. Or
Like,
like,
did you want one?
No, but the girls had like the little playhouse bed and had like a little. Anyway, I've moved on from it. Clearly. Anyway, so he would sleep in my parents' room every night, and they tried the charts. They tried all the sticker charts and stuff like that. But he just got so scared. So my mom made him alligator spray. And she brought him into the kitchen, and she got him one of those like spray bottles you would use for your hair. We use them for our hair. And she put water in it. And then they put all these spices in the bottle. And my mom was like, "This
what kind of spices though?" Now I'm worried that his room's gonna smell like
it could have honestly
paprika.
been like salt and pepper. I have no idea. It's like very garlicky.
a little onion powder.
Honestly, she could have pretended to put them in. I don't remember that part, but she pretended to make a spray. And then before at night, they would spray his room with alligator spray, and no alligators showed up.
So cute. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Man.
So I don't think that would send him to therapy.
No, not at all.
It's like, my mom helped
It
me
might be a
save
little
myself.
weird when he gets married and he's got his alligator spray. And his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, she's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Shh, shh, just
I gotta keep the alligators away.
If he like never grows out of it. But it's like someone's security blanket.
Wait a second. I should check in with him
and see if he still has to spray. What if he still does it, but he's like, "Shh, my wife doesn't know." And like every night he's like, "Shh, shh, shh, shh." He's this little like teeny. Yeah.
I wish that were true, kind of. I don't think he's so used to it.
Ask him. We need a follow-up.
Okay.
Like we need to know.
I'll give you an update.
Mm-hmm. And I feel bad that we robbed people of Jessica's note to us at the beginning, because that is what I pulled for our email of the day. Remember when Jessica was asking about what Walker Hayes is saying, the umbrella?
Oh, yeah.
That was our email of the day, and we didn't set it up properly. But that's the email that I pulled. I just forgot to put it as in bold all cap letters with a highlight email of the day. So
shout out, Jessica.
Thank you for sending in your email.
That's my line.
Okay. Thank you for sending in your
email
of the day. Yeah.
You get so smiley when you do that.
Yeah, because it's like my line.
Because it's our videography.
Imaging.
Imaging.
It's our imaging.
Imaging. I knew it was something that was wrong.
It's our imaging.
Confusing.
Okay, Kat, where can people find us?
On Instagram at Feeling Things Podcast. And they can email us, hey there, at feelingthingspodcast.com.
And if you want to call us, you can call us 877-207-2077. And you can also watch us on YouTube, Feeling Things Podcast. And don't forget to be playful. And also your code, if you want to try the Snail Serum, everything will be linked in the show notes. But the code is happy25 for feeling happy. We're very happy for 25% off. And I wish there was an easy way to just say biopill.com, but I don't know if it's biopill.com/Radio Amy. That might get you there.
That's it.
Oh, cool. But I mean, if you're already in the podcast, then you're in the show notes. You just go over. But if you're not familiar, like you can go over and like show notes, like things are linked, and then boom, it's right there.
Boom.
Boom. So easy. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
All right. Have the day you need to
have.
Bye.
Bye.